The president said today, what happens if you have states change the law saying that children who are LGBTQ can't be in classrooms with other children? What is he talking about?
Well, I think, Peter, we've seen extreme laws that target LGBTQ families, their kids across the country, and I think what he's saying is we don't know what they're capable of given what they've already done to date.
That's right.
Yes, we don't know what horrors children might be exposed to in the classroom, like Madison Cawthorn's hairy ass. Is that a verb yet, Madison Cawthorn?
Okay. I Cawthorn, you Cawthorn, he, she, it Cawthorns?
Right. Okay. Let's do one more sake.
Which state is trying to segregate LGBTQ children in the classroom?
Well, I think we've seen laws that are incredibly discriminatory. That's what the president's referring to, and the fact that he doesn't know what additional steps could be taken by extreme wings of the party that would rather divide rather than work on issues that the American people actually are focused on and actually impacting them.
Thank you, Jensaki. Thank you, Jensaki. Hello, Karen.
Hi, good morning. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello? Hi, okay. I just want to say, my take on the Madison Cawthorn, I think he sounds more like a Greek Jabba the Hutt, and he is indeed calling for his grandmother.
Yeah,
So
he was using two nicknames for grandmother. One was German, one was Greek.
Travis, again,
Yes.
it was, what do we think it was?
Oh my ya oh. Oh my ya oh. Oh my ya. Oh.
Yeah, because Yaya is Greek for grandmother.
Okay.
Yes, yes. That's my take, anyway. So I just want to say
he wouldn't shout Mima because he's a anti-Semite that like to go to Hitler's vacation house. Okay, go ahead.
No. Okay, so, we have one of the largest voting blocks in young people, and only 25% show up. So I really feel like, I'm talking to some people that are like in their 40s and 50s and 60s, and they're complaining about the fact that Democrats don't know how to message. But my big concern is the young people who are not aware of the fact, who are listening to people like Susan Sarandon and Jimmy Dore and all of these people that are not giving the context of Democrats can only do so much because we don't have a larger majority in the Senate.
For her to say, Democrats sat on their hands, I'm like, excuse me, Joe Manchin sat on his hands. One guy stopped us being able to codify Roe v. Wade.
Yes. So I feel like, what the Democratic, so what the DNC maybe needs to do is they need to start kind of like targeting this demographic and making sure that they have the perspective. We all have older voters. We have that perspective. We understand all that thing. But my concern is with younger voters, they don't understand that. So again, like I said yesterday, they see that we have a quote unquote majority in the Senate. We have a majority in the House, and President Biden is in power. So therefore, anything that goes wrong in their lives right now is all because Democrats. Right?
The problem in that equation is we don't have the Senate. We have, Joe Manchin, who is on record as saying he would gladly switch to the Republican Party if John Thune were in charge and not Mitch McConnell. That's pretty hanging by a thread with your Democratic Party principles, right?
Right. So I think that we need to educate these younger voters in the messaging as well. And I don't know, and Chris, maybe you have some idea of where this is happening. So when the DNC is doing their messaging, where is it going? And is there a way, because we know that younger voters, they do viral videos, right? And so,
the TikToks and stuff.
How do Democrats, how do Democrats train senators and representatives that every time cameras. Yeah.
Maybe we should do a TikTok video of like, basically like women in America getting, by someone with a hairy ass.
Oh, Stephanie.
What? You know what I'm saying? But taking your whatever. I'm spitballing here.
Yeah.
We make our own Madison Cawthorn video, but it's all the rest of us getting.
Don't say spit and ball when talking about Madison Cawthorn.
Yeah, because that's coming next.
Right.
Yeah,
Karen,
that's next.
Thanks a lot for getting us into that kind of trouble.
God.
Okay. By the way, another red state, Oklahoma, just signed the Oklahoma Heartbeat Act, which went into immediate effect. The hugely restrictive bill bans abortion at 6 weeks. There's no exceptions for rape and incest. Private citizens are empowered to bring lucrative lawsuits against anyone who facilitates an abortion in the state. Same as Texas's law, right? They cannot wait. And Oklahoma, by the way, has been a refuge for people from Texas to try to get. So now this is what's going to happen, right? It's going to be dominoes, state by state. They're going to try to out.
Well, if you look at the map, you see Oklahoma is topping Texas there. So,
Is it?
Yes.
With a hairy ass working?
Yes.
Is it topping or is it more writing it?
Oklahoma's topping Texas.
Oh, I
Okay.
think
That's some topping there.
I think.
Do you
I
have
think
the
Okla's-
original Lion King then? I think in honor of
Yes.
Madison Cawthorn's sex tape. Oh my yaya. Oh my yaya? Is that what we think?
Oh my yeah.
Joseph in California, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome.
Thank you, Stephanie. This is the second time I call. Let me tell you, first of all, Lindsey Graham is a closet freak. Madison Cawthorn is out. He should be a poster boy. He should be up on every news agency. This is what the fuckers are about. Secondly, Clarence Thomas' wife is the leak. I'm going to tell you that right now. I know that for a fact. Who else is that?
Oh,
close
she's
to
the leaker.
Springfield
Yeah,
Judge?
maybe. All right. Robert,
Yes.
you're
Secondly,
okay.
secondly, bring them in for land of Congress. They wanted to oath when they stood up there and said they weren't going to touch that. Bring them in there.
All
and
right, Joe,
impeach
you're
them.
you're
Yeah,
on a
that
bad
phone.
phone and you're making us nervous. Like you're going to swear. I don't know. Chris is.
I was jumpy.
Yeah.
It's been a morning. Don't.
Well,
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah, don't mess with me
Okay,
today.
mad people on a bad phone. Not a good combination for the FCC. Okay, research suggests bans and restrictions would have manifold effects on maternal health. No kidding. For one, if more pregnant people can't get abortions they seek, they shoulder the risk of the U.S. relatively high and rising rate of death from pregnancy-related causes, which is particularly elevated among persons of color. There are going to be women that will die from pregnancy because of this decision period, said one OBGYN. Pregnant people would face the risk of prosecution for seeking to end pregnancies in states where abortion is banned, and research has shown unwanted pregnancies have many long-term consequences for mothers. No kidding. The U.S. This is a disgrace, by the way. We mentioned this yesterday, but the U.S. has the highest maternal mortality rate of any developed country already. In total, about 700 women die every year of pregnancy-related complications in the U.S. About 3 in 5 of those deaths are preventable. One other doctor said unintended pregnancies are at higher risk for medical complications, which can extend beyond once the baby is delivered. The ripple effects from this, it's just hard to process.
Yeah.
To process the
Wrap
whole
your head
thing.
around.
Robert in Florida. Hello, Robert.
Hey, Mama, no Dr. Bedwetter tonight?
No. Okay.
I got
but thanks
Scary
for
Mary
bringing
and
that
Dr.
up.
Scary.
Yes, Dr. Redler
I
was
got
very
Dr.
busy
Scary.
helping refugees, but go ahead.
I got Dr. Scary on speed dial. Please let me know that you're in.
Dr.
Anyways,
Scary.
Mama, the song we're looking for is Lady Marmalade. Did you get your the Chocolata song? That's what he's singing over there.
Oh,
Lady Marmalade?
Oh, Lady Marmalade. Okay, yeah. Thanks for the suggestion.
Okay, but Mama, that's all I call. I called in. I saw yesterday that Pope Frank was trending, you know? And so
Yeah, Pope
I
Frank.
looked it
How you
up.
doing?
Yeah, Papa Franco, Francesco, wherever the guy is. Anyways, he disappointed me here because he's saying that NATO is the reason it was barking at the door of Putin, and that's why Putin invaded the Ukraine. So basically, he's saying all of Western, Western Europe is the reason why Putin is destroying all of the, sovereignty of
I did
Ukraine.
not hear that. I heard he told the leader of the Russian Orthodox Church, that guy, not to
Yeah,
transform
yeah.
himself into Putin's altar boy by continuing to
I
justify
heard that too.
the invasion. So
You know,
that was
it
good.
could all, but Mama, you know what? I'm not 100% sure because it came from a Berlusconi newspaper, so it could be, not the truth,
All right. Well,
And,
thanks for calling in with
but-
that mindless speculation. We appreciate it. That's what radio's for.
Mindless speculation?
Yeah,
Talk
stuff
radio.
that unconfirmed, mindless speculation.
We have
do it
3
every
hours.
morning for 3 hours.
We have 3 hours to fill.
But that was a good suggestion. We forgot about the Lady Gaga's.
Marmalade?
Yeah.
What, did you
Not
say
Lady Gaga, Lady Marmalade.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
Steph.
pardon. Madison Cawthorn's ass is the Itchy and Scratchy show. Okay, Anita in San Antonio. Hello, Anita.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi.
I kind of want to piggyback on some things that Karen said
Yes.
because when that memo came out, was leaked or whatever, my daughter called me, and she was in tears. And she doesn't pay as much attention to politics. But this just, it was like, and she's in college. This was like a gut punch to a lot of these young women. And they didn't expect it. To them, it just came clear out of the blue, right?
Yeah.
And even though we've been warning people for like 40 years, but she was pretty. She was very
now they know
upset,
what
and
all
she
these
started,
us bitchy old ladies have been bitching about,
exactly,
right? Yeah.
have been marching about. But she was concerned. She asked me. She goes, "Why can't Joe Biden do something?" And she's about to graduate from college.
Yeah.
And she was like asking me how these things worked, and I had to explain everything to her. And she goes, "Honestly, Mom, we don't know that. People my age don't understand how."
Well, neither does Susan Sarandon, so, that's the problem,
exactly.
right?
And they believe, yes, it's a big problem, and I was explaining everything to her, and, it's important, and Karen was talking about this, and I think, Chris, we have to reach them where they're at, like Chris said, on TikTok and Instagram and things like that. We have to put out some, sort of, educational stuff where to try to explain these things to them, and, so, and also I got a question about
maybe,
why
we've been
Democrats,
screaming just like get out and vote so much, they still don't get why, because the president
don't
alone
understand
can't fix this and give you your rights back because, the importance of the Supreme Court, etc., right?
And they don't trust the, just mainstream media, but
Right.
they get all their news online.
And by the way, the answer to any of those questions, Anita, is vote blue. It's like if they ask, can the Senate fix it? Yes. If you vote blue, yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
right.
But they don't. But what they'll come back with? Well, I did that. I voted for Democrats.
Yeah.
And where has that gotten us? They feel like everything should be taken care of. They voted. They did their part. They voted for Democrats, and all these young people I know that my daughter hangs out with and goes to school with, they vote. But they need to reach out and start talking to each other and make sure, and I told her that, and make sure everybody is registered and, and actually goes out and votes.
Right.
Because it's not just important to get people out to vote. They need to educate them about what they're voting for.
What and why. Okay. All right. Thank you, honey.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yes. It's Chris Lavoie.
Charlie Pierce would like a word.
Yes.
He says, "Don't you dare slander Lady Marmalade. A great moment in Western culture. Also, the lyric is gitchy gitchy ya ya here. It's not itchy anything. Yeesh."
Wow, Charlie.
Wow.
Wow.
The musical director of the Stephanie Miller Show has spoken.
Yeah.
Every hairy ass party's got its pooper. That's why we invited you.